I've seen this list pop up today, and some people in chat told me and like linked me the video, and this is a video talking about a tier list for the main's bulletin, right? And on 1.4, and it features a bunch of characters with their votes and stuff, and at the end there's also like the second part, which is like a bunch of characters, including your most favorite, the Global's community favorite DPS Centurion, as well as Bikornblume and Eternity, Babel, Druvis, right? So I just wanted to talk about this before everybody loses their mind. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already are. You need to keep in mind a couple of things. Can I pause? Thank you. This tier list is not a global tier list. It's a Chinese tier list for a specific part of the game, for a specific patch, in a specific moment, with a specific set of rules. Okay? So everything you see here, while it might be somewhat accurate for that specific scenario, is not a global tier list. So these characters, it's not like, oh my god, I just built Lilia and now she's top 18. I guess she's trash now. Oh my god, I'm gonna reroll because I saw that my wife Centurion is top 21. Oh my god, I just finished building my Eternity and my Bikornblume, and now they're dog shit. Oh my god, I guess I'm gonna reroll. You don't do that, okay? I will explain to you why. I will try to calm you down. Now, Main's Bulletin is an event, that's new endgame mode that it's introduced in 1.4. It features different boss with different mechanics, different scenarios, different fight, different bonuses, buffs, debuffs, enemies, mechanics, right? And you fight them, and while fighting them you fight the simple version, the hard version, and the endless version. The endless version is where it's at, is the hardest mode, and also has like you can basically kill the encounter over and over and over, and the faster you do it with, or the highest damage you do, the more score you're gonna get. So when you do damage, you get a score. The higher the score, the higher the vote. If you click here, you can check what's the threshold on 120, 200, 280, 360, 450, 650, and 850 thousand score. I don't know exactly how the score works, but you get these rewards. Realistically, I think we might be able to get double S. I think triple S is just whale territory, or extremely min-maxed, super cracked, omega focused, completely maxed out characters for a spender. Let's say if you know exactly what you're doing and you only have that 6 characters and they're insane. Maybe if you're also lucky, right? So do not worry too much. You're not gonna miss a lot. You're just gonna miss a bunch of gold tots, 10, and a little amount of materials for triple S and double S as well. Where the good materials are is the 30%, the 30 golden on B, and the yellow mats and yellow experience on A. This should be doable by everybody, right? So if you want to go further, you get a little more, but it's not too much. So first of all, you're not missing too much by not being able to do that. First of all, so the tier list is regarding this event. This new, it's not, I don't know if it's permanent, it might be permanent. Regarding this new end game mode, it's for 1.4, that end game mode, and it's for trying to do SSS. So people doing SSS are ranking these characters like this. First of all, second thing is that this is the first iteration of the event, so it's probably catered towards the star units, because 37 is a star, it's a new star unit, DPS, let's say. And then we have 6, which is intellect, so it doesn't care. 6 is extremely strong, so no doubt in that. I'm not trying to devalue the characters, especially the new ones. They're extremely strong, and personally, I think I'm gonna try to pull for both if I can. I will completely skip 1.3 and try to get both if I can. I don't know. We'll see, right? So for sure 37, and then I don't know, maybe 6, right? I would like to get 6 as well. Now, these fights are 4 men 4 men means a whole new meta. 4 men means new mechanics, new value that some characters instantly gain because you can bring them along, right? So before you had to choose, and now you don't. Not as much. It's not as tight. So some characters that had no value or way lower value, now they spike up because of the 4 men. 4 men makes you go with a stronger team and a more nuanced team and a more mechanic heavy focused team. So this tier list, even if you want to take it on like exactly how it is, assuming this is extremely correct, it's just for that content. We might get on 1.5, we might get a different type of mains blessing, mains bulletin. And on mains bulletin for 1.5 it's going to be completely different, and this tier list would be pointless, right? This is just for this moment in China. So stop looking at this like it's some god descent fucking 10 commandments or of the tier list for R99, because it's not. It's some guy made a tier list and they were talking about it, discussing about it, right? So you don't have to reroll because you got Centurion, right? So try to think about it this way. These characters are all insane, are all extremely powerful, including the lower ones, right? Centurion, Eternity, Bikornblume, Druvis, even New Babel, right? New Babel has a 7 on the second encounter, right? So don't worry too much about the order of this tier list. Just focus on, can I make a powerful team? Yes. It's made by this, and this. No one is surprised that some characters are stronger than others. Okay. But besides that, it's not like you're not going to be able to clear, because we are talking about extremely high ceiling here. We're not talking about, oh, you can't even do the event. No, you can. You can clear almost everything. You can probably reliably do S tier, S rank on everything without any super trouble, right? Just get your character to your main DPS to I3, DPS to I250, and you should be done. It should be fine. So these characters are like this because it's considering an account as everything. If you have everything, then some characters, like no shit, they have higher priority than others because they provide a different type of kit. So depending on what you have on your account, this might be completely different for you. Like if you're a Lilia main, for example, right? If you're a Lilia main, you don't have to carry, you don't have to care about Black Dwarf being stronger, because if you can get Lilia and use Lilia with Tooth Fairy and stuff like that, you will still clear, right? So now let's get to the actual reasons. Some of these characters are here for a reason. Like, of course, Melania has Control Moxie. She has extreme single target DPS, and she has a very, very high damage. So she's first because of that, probably. She also has, it's also easy for her to stack on damage on the ult. On top of that, we don't know if this is P0 or not. Some 5-star characters that I see here might be P3 plus, like Charlie and Balloon Party. Necrologist might be P5 due to the higher global buff that she has on P5 rather than the vanilla one. And so the odds, keep that in mind. So Netto is max as usual. So 6 is extremely strong. So Melania is very strong 1v1. She has a high, she can get a lot of high damage immediately, like really fast. And 6 is extremely strong. He has it's also kind of IP friendly. He has his ult scales up to like 1,400% of his damage if you have P5. But if you have less than P5, if you have P0, you still get to 1,000 because he scales with a number of buffs and debuffs. I don't know exactly. We'll talk about him when they come a little more in depth. But he has like a very high. It's a buffer, support buffer, but it also can deal a ton of damage. So that's why it's there. Because you also on I3 you also get almost infinite cycling of random buffs. You don't even have to do anything, right? So that's why it's IP friendly, especially in I3. Tooth Fairy is broken. like no surprises, she's there. Insane healing. You can bring 4 characters, remember, right? So I'm not gonna do everything, but let's say Necrologist is there because of the buff. Charlie is higher than Lilia because she doesn't have to crit necessarily, and she doesn't overcap the crit, and she has a lot of damage from P3 plus. A Knight really good. Balloon Party is probably P3 plus, let's say, but even P0 she's really good. Shaman Changeling, for example, Changeling is here, but that doesn't mean she's bad. It just means that if you have everybody else in some fight, for example, the second one, for the second one, I think it's just one boss. So since she applies a lot of AoE, poison, explosion, right? You want to fight a boss with minions, but if you don't have minions, then the middle boss, in this case, which is just a body, like this body here, like if you don't have minion, then it's you lose damage. So it's not like Changeling is bad. It's just for like this exact scenario, super niche. She's like less crazy than others. Sonetto is there because it's like global. Everybody likes Sonetto. She's useful, and then the usual suspects. And then we have on here. It's not like Bikornblume is bad, especially for P5. If you get P5 Bikornblume, you're probably gonna skyrocket on value on this tier list as well, because I'm assuming it says here 0 plastic. I'm assuming it refers to P0. So at P0, Bikornblume, of course, she falls behind Shamane, but at P5, which is gonna be easy to get if you roll for Tooth Fairy, she's gonna skyrocket in damage, especially on the ult. She brings debuff. They last for 2 turns, so you can pre-apply the buff for the next turn of ults. You can apply her ult, deals a lot of damage. She applies seal, so it's really good. The only character falling off a little bit is Eternity, because you don't really need to solo with Eternity, but it's not like she doesn't work, especially on the, as you can see here, on the mid boss. It says 7.5, so she is strong. 7.5, it's really good, right? So the character itself might not be intended for triple S, but it's still good. Same with Centurion. I believe Centurion is ranked this low because of the fact that China is using Centurion without the ult. They're just doing the playstyle that I told you on the Centurion build video that I made. The no ult, just spam attacks, right, for single target. You don't do your ult, and you just try to do single target attacks. The problem is that for the single target attack, you need the single target card. So being a little bit RNG reliant with that playstyle, that's why she's kind of low, because she doesn't do as much damage as someone like Melania, which is like straightforward: ult, get more damage, ult, get more damage, ult, get more damage. That's it. And then you also remove Moxie, steal Moxie, get a Moxie for you, right? So that's why Centurion is this low, but it's just for this niche. This patch, 1.4 China mains bulletin, this specific mains bulletin. So, and for triple S at P0. So keep that in mind. If you see something like this, try to not panic. Try to not think that your account is doomed, because it's not. I'm gonna wrap it up here because I think I said everything I wanted to say. So don't panic for this or other tier lists. Try to understand what they're coming from, the nuances, the reason behind the tier list, what is the tier list about, and then you try to form your own opinion, right? So that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.